All right, it's time to talk to Sonia at Bryan Insurance. And this is a two-part interview. We're going to talk about one part of it today. We'll be talking about another part of it next week on a very popular trend that's going on right now around the world. And it's the Pokemon Go app that is on phones. Now, we're going to be talking today a few stories, things that have happened with the Pokemon Go app. And next week, we'll be talking more about how you can deal with it insurance-wise. But, you know, Sonia, it's crazy how this thing is just taking over the world.
It really has, and I'm never one to not check out a trend. I think stuff like this is pretty cool. And no, I don't play it, because if I did play it, that's probably all I would do. But I do have some friends that play it, and what happens is you have this app on your phone, your mobile device, and it shows you where these virtual Pokemon, which are little monsters, are, and you go and you capture them to get points. And then, of course, you battle against your friends to get the most points. And even the other day, I was in the beauty shop getting my nails done, and somebody came in because there was a Pokemon in one of the stylist chairs. So they're even right here in Graham, Texas.
So there's folks going around, they're walking around, they're driving around, they're different things, just trying to win this game to get different levels and stuff like that, and it can cause some problems.
Yeah, because not only are people going around in yards and driveways and cemeteries, but they're also going into off-limits places at police parking lots and all kinds of things like that, and a lot of bad things could happen if they're not careful. I read a quote by the assistant police chief out of Pflugerville, Texas, that said, "Be careful where you chase these Pokemon or whatever it is you chase, because we've seen issues in other places with people going on private property where a property owner didn't want them on there." So you do need to be careful. And another thing that was brought up is you certainly don't want to go and end up in a fearful property owner's yard. There's 24 states with the stand your ground law, and you certainly don't want anyone to think you're there doing something you're not supposed to be doing when you're just playing a game.
We've also had some reports of people doing this while driving and hitting other cars. A story in Baltimore of a man playing the game and hit a Baltimore police officer while he was parked.
Yep, and just Monday of last week, an officer in Pflugerville again spotted a man who was playing the game, and he was in a part of a police parking lot where he had to go over 2 fences under a gate to get to the area to catch the Pokemon, which obviously was against the law, but they let him off with a warning this time. There was a guy in Utah who received a $200 trespassing ticket after him and some friends were playing Pokemon at an abandoned grain silo. But he said he was glad he did get to capture 3 creatures, and he was quoted to say, "I wouldn't say it was worth it, but I would say I'm glad that I caught the Pokemon." So that happened too.
There's also a report not long ago of a woman in Ontario, Canada, who was chasing this one of the creatures and ended up in a tree, couldn't get down, had to have the fire department come out and take her out of the tree.
And one thing that I found interesting is that the company that made this, I think it's called Niantic, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but they do have a disclaimer every time you play the game that says that they are not liable for property damage, bodily injury, or death that result while playing. But that doesn't seem to be stopping a lot of people. There's some stories. Some are funny, some are sad, some are scary. A couple that I found here in New York. There was a guy walking along, a 19-year-old guy walking along playing Pokemon. A car pulled up right next to him and said there were 3 guys in the car, and they said, "Give us your phone." And whenever he refused, one of them pulled a gun on him, and so obviously he handled over the phone, and they have not made any arrests there. So his phone was stolen because they knew he had Pokemon captured on it. Then in California, there were 2 Pokemon Go players who were out hunting virtual monsters, and they also happened to be college students and Marine veterans, and they noticed a man that was bothering a woman with 3 children, and whenever he grabbed the woman, they detained him until the police got there, and it turned out that that man had an outstanding warrant for attempted murder. So it could also be a positive thing.
Yeah, and the police have been able to get involved in a lot of different areas with this Pokemon Go, like you said, with the trespassing and different things like that. One of the good things is been able to get people out of the house and off the couches and things like that. And we want people to know we're not discouraging you whatsoever from playing the game. If you want to play the game, then God bless you, go do it. We're just pointing out some of the things, some of the hazards that you could deal with playing the game.
I think the most important thing that we could say is be careful and remember that the real world is going on around you. Don't be like this one girl who, a 15-year-old girl, was playing the game and she was on a busy highway in Pennsylvania and didn't pay attention and she got hit by a car, and she's going to be okay, but she's still in the hospital with an injured collarbone and several cuts and bruises. So, absolutely get out there, play these games. It's a lot of fun. But as the insurance agent, I have to tell you, be careful. Look around, be aware of your surroundings, and have fun. Get out there, get the exercise, but don't get hurt.
Again, just watch what you're doing if you're going to be playing the game, because it can cause some problems. Now, next week, we're going to be discussing on the insurance side of the Pokemon Go game and how you can deal with that. So stay tuned. We have more coming up. And Sonia has one more thing.
I just want to say, if you don't want to wait till next week, give us a call at Bryan Insurance. If you have any questions, need any help with your insurance, you can come see us on the second floor of the Sierra Bank building. You can call us at 549-2525 or go to our website, www.bryanins.com.
Give them a call today for all your insurance needs and even Pokemon stories. Stay tuned. We have more coming your way here on your 8 o'clock hour.